Oh, okay, so we already, a second. Now in this code, we basically, like given MBA, we simulate how to find the optimum X, right? To be correct, how to determine the face value of this cash coupon, right? In order to generate the largest expected revenue, right? Okay. So to do that, we actually like, because we are in, this is the benefit of doing programming, right? In programming, we can very easily apply for each of this X, we apply the code to calculate the delta P and ER for each of these customers, right? And then we can very easily calculate the for each of X, we can calculate the expected return when you apply to all of the customer. Expected return when we apply only to the customer who have positive expected return, and then we can calculate the number of people, right, who has positive return, and then we can like very easily make a chart to do that. There is one message here. Let me see what it is. Oh, it is complaining that in the new version of ggplot, this should be changed to line width. Okay, so it's not really better. We can actually change it to get rid of this warning. Okay. Should be here. Okay, just to get rid of the warning. Okay. Now, after we simulate one instrument, we basically can simulate multiple instruments, right? As I have illustrated here. Basically, in the reality, you will design more than one marking instrument, right? And that is exactly what I asked you to do in your final project. Okay, so when we have more than one instrument, right? Not only that we need to optimize each of these instruments, we will also need to choose among these instruments, right? So again, in the programming environment, it's not that difficult, right? So first of all, let's define this multiple marketing instrument in 4 vectors, right? So this is the MBA for the first instrument, the second instrument, the third, and the fourth instrument. Okay. So this is assumption, right? So we need to write down the assumption first. Here we define 4 different types of instrument, and then here is the X, right? It's the range of X that we want to test to all of this instrument. Before we do the simulation, first let's draw the. This is the S curve for each of this instrument 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, which comply to our assumption, right? So this is just to draw the S curve for each of this function, and then we do the simulation. As you can see, that the simulation code is that basically inside the S apply they are basically all the same, right? Except that now the MBA, we need to take out of MBA from here, right? from these vectors, right? So here I have do code, right? And error apply. I apply to the length of mm, which is 4, right? So the first time this function run, I would equal to 1. So this apply would apply to the first instrument, right? And the second time that this I would change to 2, right? So the same thing would do in for instrument 2, and so on for instrument 3 and 4, right? And we put everything together, right, by R pi. So after I just run this 5 lines of code, I will have basically again data frame, and this is instrument 1, right? And this is when I set instrument 1 to $10, okay? Again, this is the number of people who have positive payoff, and this is when we apply to these people the expected payoff for the selected customer, okay? And this is for all customers. Now, as you can see that for instrument 1, I simulate X from 10 to 60, and then we start with instrument 2, and then we simulate 10 to, right? So in R, when we do the iteration, we basically use S apply, and then use L apply. And in this L apply, we iterate from instrument 1 to instrument 4. And in this S apply, we iterate for each of this X value, right? And that is why we have a data frame that for every instrument value, we have the simulation result. Okay? So once you get familiar with, see, we are always using this function code, right? From the first half of the of our course, right? We are using error apply, S apply, and then we simply use the indexing and expression, right? Some basic function code. We do not use too many function code in this course, in this class, right? In this class, we only use a handful of our function codes, and even though we only use a very limited set of function code, we can actually implement, right? Simulate a very complicated business scenario, right? Isn't it? Okay, so and that is the purpose of this course, right? We want to give you the capability to do programming in an easy way, right? The reason that we can do it so simply is because R is a vector-based programming language. So all of this vector calculation, you can write it very straightforward, very intuitive way, right? Okay. So after the simulation, we can actually plot the results, right? And this time I plot it promptly so that we can see the result interactively, examine the result interactively. Okay. Let's go back to here, right? This is the 4 instruments as curve, and this is the simulation result. Okay. Again, as we can see that in this 4, if we apply to all of the customer, the total expected return is always under 0, so we can skip it, right? And this is when we apply the. This is when we apply to selective customer, which means that we only apply this instrument who has the positive expected return. Okay, And with this setup, as you can see that different instrument, their total expected payoff may actually change by X, right? The X axis is actually the cost of the cash coupon, right? So right now you have 4 instruments, right? Instrument 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So if we can select the if we can apply the instrument to only those who has the positive customer, right? We can select customer. We can, for example, we are using an app to send out the cash coupon, right? And in this simulation we will know which customer has the positive payoff for each of the X value and instrument, right? So so if we can select customer, and we can select if we can select customer, and we can also select instrument, right? And we can also set the value of the cash coupon, right? To answer 3 different questions, right, at once, right? Okay. So because we are looking for what? We are looking for the maximum expected payoff, right? So first of all, which instrument should you choose? The different color mean different instrument. So which instrument has the potential to get the maximum expected return? 1, 2, 3, or 4. What? Instrument 3? Is that right? 2, right? Because the highest one is actually instrument 2, right? Okay. So and what is the X value that will create the largest expected payoff? This payoff is expressed in $1,000, okay? So 38, 39, $40, right? Yeah. We can set the X at $40, right? Okay? So when you have that 4 instrument, right? In this case, for the largest, if you do not have budget limitation, right? Then you can set X to 40, right? And then that would lead to maximum expected payoff of 147,000. Okay? Okay? And when you set it, the third instrument, the second instrument to a $40, you actually will apply to the value is n, right? So n is the number of customer, right? So you apply that instrument to A344 customer. Okay? So you're answering 3 questions, as I mentioned, right? First of all, you need to choose the instrument, right? And secondly, you know that what is the X for optimum? What is the optimum to lead to the maximum payoff, right? Okay? So you can design your instrument and choose the amount instrument, right? And optimize that instrument, okay? And then you determine the number of people that you can apply, okay? And if you do that, you will have the maximum expected payoff. I said expected payoff is when you actually do that, you will not exactly get that number, right? Because it was just the expected value, okay? But when you do this repeatedly, the average total expected payoff would like close to the expectation, right? Okay, That is the beauty of statistics. Okay, it's expected. So we do not like remove the uncertainty, but with this analysis, we'll give you the statistically optimal solution. Okay? Okay. Let me say it again. By business analytics, we cannot eliminate uncertainty. Okay? That we can give you the statistically optimal solution, right? For maximum expected payoff, right? Okay, that is the spirit of business analytics. Okay, so nowadays, you no longer like design your cash coupon by gut feeling, by experience. Okay, you no longer choose among instrument by your domain knowledge, right? And most importantly, now you can address the focus target audience up to each individual customer, right? That is the major difference. Right now, we do the analysis. We can do the analysis down to the individual customer level, right? That is the spirit of the modern data analysis, business analytics. Okay, we want to do it to the level of each individual customer. Okay, when we simulate that, we actually calculate the data for each individual customer. Right? Okay, so is there any problem up to this point of time? Okay, this chart is just for to show you the idea that how the result will change in X, right? So if you only interest with the optimum setting, right? Basically, you don't need to do this charting, right? After you have DF, you simply can use one line of code to get the optimum setting, right? Because you first of all, you group by DF with instrument, and then for each instrument, you want to choose the top one expected payout, right? Okay. Now, if you do it this way, for instrument 1, 2, 3, 4, you will see that for instrument 1, the optimum solution is X equal to 34, and it lead to 7,000 people with positive expected payoff. And then when we apply to these 7,000 people, we actually have this number of expected revenue, right? Okay, so you actually can see the difference among the four instruments. So up to this point of time, we already can use this simulation to help us do do the four things. Okay, you choose and design the instrument. Okay, and then by design I mean the optimum mix, right? Okay, and then you select the targeted custom. Okay, misspelling customers, and then you can estimate the expected return. Okay, so and the next thing I would like to do is up to this point of time, we assume that this MBA apply to all of the different group of people, right? But actually, the same instrument may have distinctive MBA for different group of people. Okay, so the idea is like for cash coupon. If you send a cash coupon for like $30, it may not attractive to working class people at all, right? Okay, but that $30 coupon can have attractiveness for like younger people, right? For students, and maybe for the aged peoples, right? Okay, for the older peoples, right? So the MBA, the B is actually like lower, right? Okay, you have the reason to believe that when I apply this cash coupon to younger and older generation, the MBA will be like different, right? Okay, so in realistic, the last thing that I would like to examine, that I would like to go through in this notebook is that now we assume that here we define 4 sets of MBA, right? And in our previous discussion, we assumed that this MBA applied to every age group, right? Okay. And now we are making a different assumption, okay? Now we assume that the 4 set of parameter, the 4 parameter combination that we show above, each represent the effect of an instrument to a certain age group, okay? So I1, the first set of parameter combination is for younger people, and then I2 is for age 30 and age group 30, and I3 is for age group 40, and I4 is for 50 and above. Okay, now we are assuming that we only have one instrument, okay, and that one instrument have different MBA for different age group. It is more reasonable, right? Okay, because the same instrument can have different cost-effective relationship for different group of people. Okay, no problem, right? Okay, so we change our assumption right now. The 4 parameter combination each represent a group of person, right? And then we want you to find out what are the optimal strategy for each age group. Okay, for each age group it has a MBA, right? And I want you to find out the number of customer to be marketed, the optimum cost, right? The budget, and also the total expected payoff if we do a selective marketing. Okay, so this is the code, right? Okay, and this is the result. Okay, so because we changed the now we are doing the different because the parameter combinations apply to different age group, right? So first of all, we need to define a selective vector for. Actually, this CI is the customer index, right? I basically just select the. Let me run it for you. Okay. If I run this, so I will have a CI, and you can see that it is the kind of like a matrix, right? This instrument, this is group 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. And then this is the logical things, right? So it is actually of 2A531, right? So I basically has a customer index, a logical customer index that index to this B, right? So when I do the simulation, I basically when I iterate from 1 to 4, I actually choose this, right? Choose the index differently, right? Okay. So as I say that the function code are just our old friend, right? The L apply and S apply. And then when you can use index properly, now you can run the code for different group of customer, right? You set this index first, and then you use this index to select the customer that you want to apply, right? Okay, and then again you can I say that this I is from 1 to 4, right? So it would jump around the it would use the MBA that we defined it here for edge group, group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, group number 4. Okay? So the code is basically the same. And then, as I say that, you don't really need to make a graph, right? You simply do a group by and top n, then you can select the best setting for each of these things, right? So if I run this very quickly, right? So I can see that for the first edge group, which is edge group 20, right? We should set the X to $34 and apply to just 560 people. Okay, and for the edge group of 30, we can apply to 4,000 people, making 74,000. Okay, and for edge group 40, right? We have we should set the X for 22, and then we only earn this one and this edge group 4, and you can get this number. Okay. So so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I starting from simulating a single instrument, right? We can actually simulate multiple instruments, right? And we can also simulate the situation that a same instrument has a different cost-effective function in different group of customer, right? Okay, so this is basically what we do in simulation. Is any question up to this point of time? Okay, so I know that today is already Thursday, right? And you are doing your presentation at Sunday, so I know that you don't have too much time to do the coding, right? So I basically give you two simulator. Okay, the simulator that you are using is basically the first simulator we already see it, right? It's a simple one, right? It basically assumes that it basically assumes that we have two two set of MBA, right? Reflect two different instruments, and that MBA apply to all of the customer, the entire customer population. Okay, so this is the first thing, and here I plot the cost-effective function, as well as I think most important thing is here, right? You want to know what is the optimum cost for each of the instrument, and then you can choose among instrument, right? Okay, okay. So, but as I told you that this assumption is kind of like a little bit unrealistic, because the same instrument tend to have different MBA for different age group, right? Most of the age group, they have the same instrument will have different label of attractiveness to like different customer groups, right? So if you are like doing promotion on some health food, then maybe the aged population will be more attracted by that, right? Then if you are sending like toys, right, maybe it will be more attractive to younger generation, right? Even that you are sending the most simple cash coupon, right? The attractiveness to younger working group and the elder customer will be different from each other, right? So a better simulator is like is I think you can use this simulator to do your simulation in your final, right? It's called 7B TF7B. This is English version, right? Simulation, okay? 7B simulation, and then I run this simulation, and I open it in browser. Give it a second. I think I should like reduce it. Okay. I think this is okay now. So this in this simulator, I actually have a drop-down menu, so you can select the age group. Okay. Okay. So. For example, if I choose the age group, like the 40 and 50, right? So this is the age group 40 and 50. And then you can define two set of MBA for this age group, okay? So you have these two MBA set up, and you will have a different cost-effective curve here. Okay, see it? Okay, and then now we can so you can set MBA for this MBA only apply to this age group, right? So you can focus on age group, and for each age groups that you focus on, you actually can set two instruments. Okay, okay. So and two instruments can have two different value, right? Can set the different MBA value. Okay, the same thing is here, right? So I would actually suggest you to use these two group of people, because they will generate more. These two groups are larger, and actually their expected payoff is larger, right? So you can basically focus them, or maybe another
situation is like you can do this, and then you can select it this way, right? Then border your selection group so that you would have a larger group to select with, larger customer base to select with, right? And for each of this, when you choose the age group, then you can design your instrument, right? And then you can do assumption on the MBA, right, for this instrument to the different age group, right? Okay, so this instrument 1, right, and you can assume that when instrument 1 apply to younger people, less than 40 age people, it has the MBA here, and for people who 40 to 50 age group, your instrument 1 has the MBA like this, right? So this is instrument 2, right? And this is the different MBA that when it apply to like different group of people. Okay. Now I would believe that you can maybe set a narrower slope for easier solution, for easier simulation, right? Okay, because you do not have too much time, right? So I think that you can set the you can set the the A parameter to 50. You can fix that, and only change the M and B, right? M is the maximum effect, right? And B is the average cost. Okay, right? So if you have and then for each of this MB setting, you will see the as you can see that in this setting that for this age group, you should use instrument A, instrument 1, right? Okay, and set the cost to like about $49, right? And with that, you will increase your profit by 2,058,000. Okay, got it? And for this age group, you actually should choose instrument 2, right? Here you choose instrument 1 at maybe $50 and apply to 6,791 people and getting a net expected payoff of 257,000. Okay, and here because the MBA are different, right? So now you should choose instrument 2, isn't it? Right? And this time you will set the X at you will set the cost at again about $48. Okay, and then you apply to 9,919 customer and earning the net expected payoff is like 373,000. Get it? Okay. So with this tool, you can actually assume different cost effectiveness, okay, to different age group, and then compare between the two. You got the point? Okay. Any question? Can you use this tool to do your final? Let's see what we are going to do in your final. Okay, we have 30 minutes left. Okay, that's good. Let's see. So in your final project, I want you to do a marketing proposal, right? I want you to treat yourself as a marketing manager in Taiwan, okay? Do not assume that you are just 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 assume that you are a store like Carrefour, like just assume that you are a supermarket type of business, right? Because that if we look at the data of Taiwan, it basically would have like the Taiwan's average revenue, monthly revenue, uh, monthly profit is about 3.9 million, right? And the monthly revenue is about 25 million, okay? So you cannot assume that you are like 7-Eleven type of things. That is not realistic, okay? You should assume that you are kind of like a supermarket type of customer, right? So that would make sense to the data, right? So I want you to like put yourself in the shoe of a marketing manager, and you are proposing. You are doing a marketing proposal to your boss, okay, to your CEO, right, and wish to like get some budget, get some marketing budget, so you can apply it to the thing, right? So I want you to design two instruments for two target customer segment, and which is exactly how this simulation tool is doing, right? Okay, because you can select the age group, right? Okay, different age group, right? And here you can select the MBA for instrument 1 and instrument 2, right? Okay, so in this simulation tool, you basically can see that, right? You can set the MBA value for different instrument in different age group. Okay, you get it, right? So when you do the assumption, you basically adjust the MBA, and as I told you, I think you don't want to change age. Just fix it at 50 is good enough, and then you can tune B and A. Okay, you can tune B and A per instrument per segment, right? Okay, and when you change the M, B, and A, you need to rationalize your assumption, right? Okay, and then after you set that, you will basically see the result, so you can make your you can estimate the cost effectiveness and make your marketing proposal, right? You will say that I would like to like do what instrument to what target segments, right? Okay, you can say that your budget requirement and your expected payoff, and then your performance improvement. Okay, this is basically what I expected to see in your final presentation. You get the point? Any question? Okay. Now let's see the next slide. Okay. This is the scoring item, right? Again, the TA, they were helped to prepare the cross-rating questionnaire, right? And the first thing that we want to score is your strategy, right? You can design your marketing tool based on your group characteristic, okay? Because you are selecting different age people here, right? Okay. because you don't really have too much time, right? So during the break, somebody mentioned that you might want to like group people in some other grouping criteria other than age, but you don't really have time to write the program by yourself again, right? So I would like suggest you just use the age group, okay, to do the group selection, right? But different age group will have different characteristics, right? They will prefer different type of product, different instrument with a different attractiveness to them, right? So when you set the you actually can use your creativity. A thing that you can use your creativity is here, right? Is when you design the marketing tool for a group of characteristics, right? Okay. For example, for this age group, for younger age group, you might want to like do some marketing event, right? So maybe have some festival, right? Okay, maybe have some. You can invite some pop singers, right? To your to do a co-marketing with some celebrity, right? Okay, that might attract younger people better, right? And you can design things that attracts the working class, right? Then you might want to like the working class do not have too much time, right? So you can like maybe do some free delivery, right? Use online shopping and then do free delivery, that type of thing, okay? And for the aged people, right? They might prefer to have some health product, right? Okay, healthy product, right? And for the working group, they might prefer to have some. They may want to like buy some. They when they work hard, right? They work hard. They would like to treat themselves better, right? So maybe prefer to buy some wine, right? Some good food for themselves, right? So you can actually use your common sense and domain knowledge in marketing to design your marketing tool for different group of characteristics, right? Okay. So first of all, you need to explain the importance and potential of this focus group. And then you want to design your marketing instrument based on the characteristic of this group, right? Okay. And so the first thing is basically you can reuse the data for the group characteristic. You can reuse the data that you already use in your midterm, okay? That's fine, okay? Or you can select a different group that is also fine with me, right? The point is that you can use your marketing knowledge and to explain these two things. Why you choose this group? What is their importance and their potential of growth, right? And then what is their characteristic and why you want to design this marketing instrument for them, okay? So as I say, you want to design two marketing instruments because you have two group of people, right? So you can, I would say that you can design the instrument for each group, and you will have a better MBA for this group, for that group, right? Okay. And then the second thing is that you want to do the assumption and simulation, right? And this is basically to tune the M and B, right? As I said, this is instrument one, right? For example, it's cash coupon. Then the cash coupon, if the cash coupon, you assume that it has a higher usually a higher M comes with higher B, right? Because it's costly, and then it will have a better effect, right? Okay. If you raise if you lower the B, the expected payoff would like increase, right? Because the cost is reducing, right? If you increase the B, then the expected total payoff would reduce, isn't it? If you increase M, the expected payoff will increase, and if you decrease M, the expected payoff will decrease. Okay, so you can adjust this thing and try to make the assumption reasonable. Okay, what I mean by reasonable is that in here you can actually calculate the budget and return, right? Okay, after you adjusting this MBA, right, you should see that you will need the budget, and you will see the expected return, right? So if you only spend the budget of $10,000, and then you have a return of 200. Sorry, if you only spend a budget of 5,000, and then you are expecting a return of 100,000, right? You spend 5,000 and expected a return of 100,000. It's too good to be true, right? Isn't it? Right? Okay. So I think that for this scale of for Taiwan, because they are generating a few million profit per month, right? So basically, you want to for each of this instrument, you want to generate a couple of hundred, right? As we simulated here, right? You want to have the result of a few 100,000, right? To be impactful. Otherwise, in comparing to the total profit, it would be too small, right? Okay, so a few 100,000, I think, is the reasonable things, right? Okay, so the number of persons selected, okay, cannot be too small, and the cost and effective ratio should be reasonable, right? So appropriate budget and reasonable return, okay? And then I want you to emphasize the business performance, right? So I can say that in this way, right? Because you have two different group of people, right? Said G1 and G2, and you can choose a different group by this drop down set, right? And then you design their instrument, two instrument, right? Maybe you design one instrument for group 1, and design one instrument for group 2. And in that case, the MBA for group 1 for instrument 1, right? This is instrument A and B, instrument A and B. So instrument A maybe has a better MBA for group 1, has a worse MBA for group 2, right? By better, I mean a higher M and lower B, right? Okay. Or by worse, I mean lower B, lower M and higher B, right? Okay. So you can compare the two, and comparing and rationalize why you set the MBA this way. You get my point? Okay? Because you design instrument A based on
group 1's characteristic. So it will have a better MBA in group 1 than in group 2, right? And because you design instrument B to fit the group 2's preference, right? So the group 2 should have a better MBA for than 1. You get the point, right? Okay. So what I mean is that your assumption should be reasonable assumption. Is that you can show your, after you show your marketing tool, you can show their corresponding MBA for different group, and you can compare the group and give us the rationale, right? Why you set the MBA this way, okay? And then you, when you simulate it, you will say that for instrument A, you can show the simulation result, right? For example, with this MBA, the optimal cost is whatever, and apply to how many customer and cost profit, right? Okay. I would suggest you to raise the this amount of profit is actually not high enough, right? Okay, so you better have expected payoff for. I would say that a couple of 100,000. Okay, because the Taiwan has a monthly revenue of 3.9, right? So it must be impact 4. To be impact 4, that expected payoff would be a few 100,000. So the customer need to be a larger group. Okay, so I would say that these two groups maybe would be better. As you can see that in this group, you can see a few hundred expected payoff, right? Okay, and basically because you design instrument A for for this group, right? So you will have a better result here. Because you design instrument, the blue instrument for this group, right? So it will have a higher here, okay? So this pink instrument has a better here, and this blue instrument has a better effect here, okay? So in summary, you should have after you do the assumption and do the explain your after design and explain your marketing instrument, and then explain your assumption. You should do a plausible and complete marketing planning, which should be look like this, right? Assuming that you have instrument A, instrument B, right? At the end, you may want to apply instrument A to these two groups and apply this instrument to this group, right? For each instrument and each group of people, you should have the number of people selected, the budget, the expected revenue increment, and the expected net profit increment, okay? And you might also want to cover the ROI, right? The percentage of the cost effectiveness, right? You know how to calculate ROI, right? Just use this thing as the denominator and use this thing as denominator, right? That is the ROI percentage, okay? And then you should say that what is your total marketing budget, okay? Because you are applying instrument A to certain group, instrument B to certain group, right? And you know the number of people that you want to select in each group. You know the expected payoff. So you know the total marketing budget, right? And you know that after spending this marketing budget, I will
increase my revenue to how many, right? Okay, so this is the increment of revenue, right? I should say that. The profit and the revenue were raised by how many, right? So you can say that the revenue increased by how many percent, and raise how many percent. Here's raise how many percent, right? This is the impact, right? Because I want you to see that after spending the money, you will have you should have a few percent of increment, right? In your total profit, right? And you should have some increment in your total revenue, isn't it? Right? Okay. So because they are about 4 million profit per month, right? So you can raise like 200K. It's already 5% raise, right? Okay, because it has a total 4 million total profit, right? So if you can generate a revenue of like 400K, then you will have a 10% increase, which is already a very large increase, okay, in a month's marketing event. Okay, you get the point? So by using this simulator, you can basically do this, right? You design 2 instruments. You choose 2 target group first, and then design 1 instrument for each of this target group. And during this situation, you can use your creativity, right? You can like profile that customer group and try to design the instrument that is attractive to that group, okay? And then you can assume the MBA, okay? So, and because you design the instrument 1 for this group, so you will have a better MBA in this group, which will result in a better payoff, right? And because you design instrument 2 to these people, so they will have a better blue MBA, right? And will lead to a better thing. That, and with that, so you will say, in this group, I will apply to like how many people and like increase how many revenue, increase how many profit. Okay, and that would result in the. Remember to do that, right? Remember to do this, right? To make your business proposal, a complete business proposal, you always need to specify your impact, right? Because you are asking for budget, right? So as I told you, you want to put yourself in the shoe of a marketing manager, right? And so your objective is, after you do the presentation, your CEO will give you the budget, will approve the budget, right? So you can make some contribution to your company, right? By raising the revenue or raising the profit, right? To some percentage. Okay? And if you if your expected payoff is too low, then what you can do is like one way is to pull up the M, right? And the other way is to lower the B, okay? And if your like expected payoff is like too high, then you can raise B or like or like reduce M, right? So you can do this simulation and to make your assumption reasonable, right? And to make your results impactful. Okay? And then you can show the contingency, right? Which group should use which instrument, and then the budget, the things, right? Show us your assumption, and tell us that your assumption is reasonable, right? Show your simulation result for each of the instrument on each group, and then do a summary to show us that your proposal is impactful. It's good for the company to do. Okay? That's what I want you to do in your... So if you do not write the program, you basically can just use this tool to because this is just the assumption, right? And the result, okay? And as I told you that you can use your creativity to design that marketing tool for based on the group characteristic. And then no matter what that is, actually their cost effectiveness is always a S-curve, right? Okay? Some of them might have very, very complicated, but no matter how complicated it is, the cost and effectiveness is always like, if you are spending too less, then no effect. Then when the cost come to certain level, the effects start to appear, right? And then when the cost is going to certain level, the marginal effect will diminish, right? So it's always a S-curve, right? So whatever instrument you are designing, you can always use this S-curve by tuning this MBA to make a reasonable cost effectiveness assumption. Okay, that's all I want to say. Is it good enough for you to like prepare your... I wish that it's good enough for you to prepare your final, right? But I know that you are under like tremendous time pressure, so I will do my best try to help you. Okay. I think coding is not that important nowadays, right? Because you know that the Gemini, ChatGPT, they can write code, write very high quality code by doing prompting, right? But the most important thing I want you to learn in this course we say the practice of business analytics, right? Is that I want you to have a systematic and complete understanding of the entire business analytic process, right? It's not only just modeling and prediction, right? You need to make assumptions according to your business context. You need to design some instrument to improve your business. You need to do simulation according to your business logic, right? And that is the spirit of business analytics. And that would not be replaced by AI, let me tell you, okay? Okay? Because that things is that just AI cannot do, right? Okay? If you can write down your business logic very, very detailed, then you already make a planning already, right? So you no longer need that AI tool to write the program for you, okay? Any question? This is all I want to say today. And try to start doing it today, right? So you have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, only 3 days to do the presentation, okay? And turn in your result by 7 o'clock Sunday, okay? I think I already said it here. Turn in your video file. Remember to put it at MP4 format, right? So that the TA can like copy your MP4 to this computer. So Sunday morning 9 o'clock, right? We'll start our presentation here. Any question? Okay, if no question, that's all for today. And if you have any question, you are free to like ping me or like send email to me, or like I will be more than happy to help you. Okay. Okay, so go for it, right?